Good afternoon. This is Dr. Saul Goldstein. The opinions expressed by these two, fellows, colored folks, may or may not be the opinions of their employers or mine. Holla at me.
Chop Soccer, we in the building.
Yeah,
It's short corners time. Man, are you ready for some messy talk?
Yeah, I feel like every week we talk messy and it gets messier.
Yeah. Here, this is where we are as fans of MLS, as podcasters, primarily focus on the world of MLS. You have to talk about Messi. To be honest, like I'm dead over it, to be completely honest with you. The main reason, because I didn't give a fuck in the first place when he came. I was like, I get it, it's exciting, but
Why are you over it?
huh?
Why are you over it?
Because it's literally the only conversation. Like, not that it's the only conversation, but it just dominates too much of conversation. And I'm just like, bruh, come on.
Can I ask you a simple question?
Absolutely.
What else is there to talk about?
You know what I'm talking about. Y'all, I know what I'm talking about, man.
Cold-blooded.
Hear me good, nigga. I'm here to double down.
I mean, there is plenty to talk about, man. We have a playoff race heating up. Mm-hmm. Is it anything as clickbaity as Messi?
Mm-hmm.
No. But that's my point. It's like those conversations for me are primarily for people who don't watch this league in the first fucking place. Yeah. They only started watching because Messi's here. And so that's the only thing they want to hear about is Messi. So everybody is like trying to take advantage of the eyes and spins and plays that he brings by mentioning any subject with his name in it. Mm-hmm. And I personally just don't give a fuck.
He's heating up
early. Early. No, I mean, I disagree.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I disagree, but what? I mean, like, I'll let you get your shit off.
But you are a Messi fan. Like, are you like? That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I'm not like a super Messi fan, but I mean, like, I think the reason I care so much about Messi and MLS is because, like, I'm kind of predisposed to like MLS. Like, if you are a soccer fan in America and you are also a fan of other sports, you're kind of like disposed to like MLS because it's supposed to be something right? Like, the reason is single entity is because, like, that's how every other American sport is. It's supposed to be kind of familiar with your East and West conferences. Like, teams go through the regular season, make the playoffs. Like, you're supposed to be predisposed to like this product, right? Like, the problem is the product's kind of shit.
I disagree with that, but go ahead.
Like, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, this is not a referendum of the players on the field or, like, quality of play. Because I want to be very specific when I say here, I am not talking about quality of play. I'm not talking about players on the field. I'm talking about the consumable product of MLS is shit. Right. Okay. Like, I'm not talking about players. Like, I'm talking about, like, how you digest the product. Like, whether it's like watching it on TV, whether it's like going to a game, like, the general, like, production of it all, for lack of better terms, is shit comparatively. And I mean, especially for like the prices you're paying. And like, like, I'm not like, I don't want to like, say that like, I don't want it to come off as like me, quote unquote, being a hater or like anything like that, because like I'm a season ticket holder. Like, I gave the Fire my money this year. I barely went to any games. And like, I didn't complain. I didn't do none of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like I want to support MLS. But like, Messi actually like, gives the league some gloss or some shine that like breaks through into like, like fucking like everyday culture, I
He's
guess.
a
Right? Like that nigga sold Pepsi. Like this is what I'm saying.
yeah.
Like a couple weeks ago when I
So
said the nigga sold Pepsi. Like
I think to put it in the most simple terms, Messi is to MLS as Taylor Swift is to the NFL.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like, in the same ballpark. Yeah. 100% in the
Yeah.
same ballpark. Like it's like,
Just in like the visibility to like non-football people, because NFL is the biggest league
yeah,
in America anyway. But I'm
yeah.
just saying like the
But
way
she
her
transcends all of that shit.
she dominates NFL conversation now to the point that it's like people are like, bro, what the fuck? Like
Yeah.
she's a fan in the stadium, get over it.
And like Messi has the credibility of being like the greatest soccer player ever, arguably.
Mhm.
So, like, I mean, in the soccer world, he still carries like this very large, like, credibility, like, not to discount that at all. But like, comparing like, the stratosphere of his celebrity, like,
Mhm.
compared to like MLS, it's definitely like, something similar. Right.
Yeah.
And that's really the only reason. Like, I mean, like, like I don't even keep up with like day to day, like quote unquote soccer news. But I mean,
Mhm.
like Messi just permeates like, sports and culture.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why most of the docket is like, messy. And some of it's like juicy too, man. Like not for nothing. If MLS knew how to package this shit, yo, like this shit would be riveting, my boy.
Mm,
Like we got an
I
injury
agree with that.
scandal.
Yeah.
Like we got a
It was
Messi
funny.
injury
You said
scandal.
permeate. I was like, is it permeate or herniate? Because
Yeah.
because your
Oh,
man is going through it, and they trying their best to hide it to get this ticket money, but it's not working well.
ooh, last night in Chicago, or like, yeah. Well, I mean, by the time people hear this, it'd be like a couple nights ago in Chicago. Like they had to pull a Durkio out. Like, like the cost of the tickets was so high, they had to pull a Durkio out for the halftime
Right.
performance. Like, Messi wasn't even on. Like, he wasn't even on the bench, bro.
Was he in the stadium?
I don't know. But I mean, if you look
Yeah.
at like the 11, like the little graphic that they put out,
Right.
it was like 11. It was like subs. Like,
Yeah, he hurt.
I didn't even look at the 11s. I just looked at the subs. And like, I was just like, you know, and not for nothing, you said he hurt. I think he might just be over this shit, bro.
How? It's not possible, bro.
Like, I think he just might be
He
over this
is
shit.
not allowed to be over it. If
What do
he
you
is
mean?
in fact just over it, bro, greatest heist in the history of sports.
What did you think it was?
I thought it's not that I didn't think it was a heist.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that he would power through whatever the difficulties are of dealing with this league
Mm-hmm.
so he can run the bag up.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody, here's one of the things, right?
Oh,
Everybody loves to hype Messi up as he's like this super humble player and he's not in it for the money and da 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 because he stayed at Barca so long. He's so loyal as a player. I think
mm-hmm.
I had an opportunity to go back to Barca and he was like, nah, your books look crazy, my boy. Get the fuck out of here.
You
And he
said,
went to Miami. That's the facts, bro.
He's heating up.
Him or his dad. One of them looked at the books and was like, nah, my boy. It's like, yeah, the math ain't mathing.
I don't have to explain what's understood, man.
oh man.
So that's my only issue is like that shit is a heist, bro. If he's just deciding I'm not playing, but I do think he's hurt. Like for one, he's not young, and this is another thing that I don't care what your level is as a player. You need to have the mindset and the body that can deal with the pace and physicality of this league. And people always get like jump. I don't know. They get it fucked up when I say that because they're like, "Oh, the Premier League is the most physical." And da-da-da. It's not what I'm talking about, man. He's 36, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's running against 18, 19, and 20-year-olds who are trying to figure shit out, and they can just go, 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 go. And there is a different level of activity, right?
Yeah.
Other leagues will allow you to play soccer. You can slow the pace down. They're not just going to run at you for no reason for 90 minutes. MLS, they just going to run at you. They don't give a fuck. Like, tactics be damned. We run it. So I think that caught up to him far quicker than he could have anticipated. And he is genuinely hurt, especially with the weight that each game was carrying. You know what I mean? Playing for trophies, playing for playoff positioning. That shit add up quick on a 36-year-old body who's not used to playing like that at all.
I mean, I don't want to discount like the injury. Like I am 100% sure he's hurt. But what I mean by I think he's over it is like soccer is his job, right? So like, we can act like, it's this like vaunted, like, whatever, like, oh, niggas do it for the love of the game, like all that other stuff. But like when you are a soccer professional, like it is your job. And niggas get sick of their jobs everywhere. Like niggas get sick of their jobs everywhere. Like, like what you want me to give you? Like people get sick of their jobs.
Listen,
like
it's totally fair for me. Cause if he over it, I've been over it. So welcome to the club, my boy.
Yeah.
Because the shit is too much.
Yeah. And I mean, like, not in any, like, not in any, like, disrespectful way to like MLS or anything like that. But like you said, man, like, he's 36, 37 years old. He's played in like some of the biggest games there are to play, like ever in the history of games, right? So like when you're talking about the greatest games ever played, like games he's played in are like in those top 10, right? So like, it's kind of hard to get up for like, Inter Miami, Chicago. When you're trying to get into the bottom of the Eastern Conference, like playoffs, just to go again against some other teams, like, like it's just hard. Like, pause. Like, it's difficult to like, raise that level, about a job that you don't care about that much, bro.
How they get smoked last night though? 4-1.
Because they don't have no dogs. And I told you they didn't have no dogs without Messi. And like you can put Messi with a bunch of people that ain't dogs, and he can make them kind of look like dogs when everything's going.
You know what? You just made me realize something.
What?
There might be some credence to the he's over it. Because when he first got here, the whole dynamic of the team changed.
Mm-hmm.
And even when he wasn't on the pitch, Miami was still balling.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, he was the only one that was not on the pitch. They still had Busquets and Jordi Alba. But if he's mentally checked out and it's translating down in the play of other players,
that runs over.
That could be a thing, man.
Yeah, that runs over. Like, I mean, he's over it. Like, that runs over. I mean, Busquets ain't playing. Like, Alba ain't playing. You knew if Messi wasn't playing.
Wait, Busquets didn't play last night?
I don't think so. I mean, I know they're not playing, like, consistently. I know Alba isn't playing consistently.
Yeah, he's not. I think Sergio's been playing, though. I watched him play. Let's see. Let me pull up this game stats and see if he played last night right quick.
Yeah, I mean, they might be paper, rock, scissoring to see who's going out there.
Oh my god, that is rough, bro. Lineup, let's see. Populate. Yeah, he played. He
Okay,
started last night.
good for
Got a
him.
yellow card.
Yeah, good for him. Showed up on the score sheet, got a yellow card.
Yeah.
All right.
Serdan Shaqiri took that opportunity while Messi left to act like he actually belongs here.
Yeah,
How you felt about that?
he earned his check. Like,
1 week out of how many?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He earned his check this week. So I mean, like I think if we paying him per goal, like it's still in the millions, like per goal. So I mean, like whatever, man. Like good for Chicago if like we make the playoffs. Like like I'll go to a playoff game if we make the playoffs.
Yeah. So I got two other messy things to run through with you. The
Okay.
first of which is Barcelona is renovating their stadium,
Mm-hmm.
and he has still not received a proper Barcelona farewell. So they
Mm-hmm.
are trying to coordinate an opportunity for Messi fans and Messi himself to appear at some ceremony at the newly renovated over probably $1.5 billion renovation and do a full Messi thank you and send off. What do you think about this? Is this even valid? If he goes, is he coming back? Is he going to retire? What do you think, man? As a resident Messi expert, give me
I
your
mean,
rundown.
does it matter?
No,
like,
not to me,
like,
but to the fans in
well,
Catalan, absolutely, man.
I mean, well, here's what I mean. Doesn't matter. Like, here's a good loophole, right? So here's a good loophole. Like, he can go play like a charity testimonial or something like that, or just like some testimonial game with like a bunch of like legends and like all of his friends and stuff like that. It could be like Messi and Co. Like
Mm-hmm.
one last time, right? Like they could have like Pep on the bench, like coaching the Messi team or like whatever, right? Like they could do all that shit, and it could just be a friendly. And it don't matter if he's like active, not active in MLS, like wherever. Cause I mean, I think what's happened here and where this might get tricky is Messi might have more in the tank than he thought. Like I wouldn't be surprised if like Messi ends up in like Italy, my boy.
Italy, what the?
I
Who
wouldn't be
can afford to
surprised.
pay him in Italy?
I wouldn't be
Palermo.
surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Messi ends up in Italy, my boy. Like,
Palermo.
yeah, the evil empire has like a club in Italy, right?
Yeah, and he go from pink to pink.
Yeah, yeah. See, so but I mean, in all seriousness, like I could see Messi heading back to the continent somewhere. Like mainly because I think he's kind of seen that he I think he's kind of seen that he has more in the tank. MLS kind of does that for players.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have a bit of like umph left to you, like you play a little bit of MLS, you feel yourself a little bit, you're like, I can go back over there and like play in some European leagues. I can still run around with these guys.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the only thing that I think would complicate it. But I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
totally see like something like this happening. Like
Okay.
farewell game, new Camp New. I mean, if you get a ticket for that shit, those tickets are going to be expensive. But
Absolutely.
like, I mean, you would just want to be in the city for that. Like that's
Right.
something like like there's certain events where you want to go to the games, and then there's certain events like you just want to be on the city because the city's going to be electric for that.
Right. Now the other thing, and this is a final messy piece for this week.
Mhm.
He has a possibility to go on loan when Miami does not make the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely.
Valid, not valid. Should he do it? Should he risk it?
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to Manchester City on loan in January.
What?
He's still Champions League eligible. They have an injury crisis. He knows Pep. He might go do Pep a solid. I've seen stranger things happen.
You stamping that?
Yeah, fuck it. Let's throw Ken Stradamus. Fuck it. Let's throw Ken Stradamus on there. Yeah, but I mean, like, stranger things have happened. I think more than likely, like, he's going on loan. If somebody can afford it.
It's interesting how everybody needs to be able to afford him.
Well,
afford him. Is it afford him or afford his dad?
It's afford him. I mean, once again, he has the obligation to be the highest paid player in the world. Like, in like, a weird, like, market economics way. Like, he's the best player ever. He's got to be the most highest paid player in the world. Because I mean, if somebody's getting paid more than Messi, like, it distorts the market, especially if the output isn't there.
Yo, and that's how they run the conversation in negotiations too.
Yeah,
it's like, look, man, it's not me. It's just
this
this is just the economics, man.
Look what they pay in Ronaldo, like
for real.
But I mean, like, that's literally what it is. Like, when you get to like, and here's another negotiating tip, man. Like, for all, okay. We gonna end on.
Wait, we don't need to save this for either TEDx or a LinkedIn post.
No. We'll give you a freebie. We'll give you a free negotiating tip. All right. If you are happy with market value, all you have to do is play the +1 game. Right. So, like, let's say you happen to be athlete X, and like, that the market wage for players in your area, like, roughly is like, $10,000, a week or whatever. Right. Just say we're setting these on like FIFA terms. Right. Like, just go in and ask for 10,001 and they'll give it to you. Because I mean, like, they're looking at the same metrics you are, basically.
Right.
So
if you know what you're doing,
so you don't have to, like, if you're happy with that, if that's what you need to, like, get in the door and then push on. Because a lot of times it's not about the first contract; it's about the second contract.
Right.
Getting in the door, if you know what your comparable value is worth, and that's good for you to get started, like, set your number in that general range and just, like, take it. Just boom. That'd be the simplest negotiation ever. Boom, 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 boom.
Word. All right.
That's what most agents do.
Yeah. Let's do one more thing and
Okay.
close out short corners. Alex Morgan. Let's jump over to the women.
Okay.
She is putting her money into golf. So Tiger Woods finds U.S. Women's National Team star and slaps back at Live Golf betrayal with Serena Williams. So they are putting together their own tournament to compete with Liv. Alex Morgan is involved. I'm guessing this is called TGL.
Yeah, the golf league with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy.
Bro, that shit is crazy. But listen, go ahead, do your thing. There's space for everybody, is what they always tell me. What do you think about this, man? Do you think it's going to work? This is not a soccer conversation, but I don't follow golf at all. I am interested to play because that's where the money at. But is this going to be a valid product given everything that's going on with golf, the sport specifically, and the political impact it is having on the world because of the amount of money involved and the way certain parties are splashing the cash to take power away from the PGA?
Let me be very careful how I say this.
Sheesh.
Sheesh. Let me be very careful how I say this. I think this is
Hit that
going.
hear me and hear me good, nigga.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Oh dang. Hold on. Yeah. 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 Hold on.
Hear me good, nigga. I'm here to double down.
Okay. I think this is a good move for Alex Morgan because, like, I think when the numbers actually shake out and you look at the amount of money she's going to end up investing versus her returns, it's going to be nice, right? Because I mean, like, what, like pickleball now is a, like, multi-million dollar venture. Like, we'll talk about some of these NWSL evaluations, like, like the valuation game, like, for pro franchises, like, has become very market based.
Right.
So, like, it's easy to, like, gin up a couple, like, it's easy to gin up, like, multi millions, in a valuation, go through a couple series of funding rounds, like, you know, try to get more people to buy in. When they don't, just kind of, like, either sell it all the way off, to whoever you can, or just, like, just kind of shake your hands off of it and write it off, for a
Right.
lot of these people. But so, I mean, it's going to look good on the books, but I mean, culturally, like, this ain't going to be shit. Like, it's just not. Like, it's
Yeah.
just like, okay, like, I mean, oh my god. Do I want to say this? Hold on. Because I'm about to say some real nigga shit right now.
Can I have a nigga free day? At least one day out of the week. Woo, I'm so sick of niggas.
Because I'm about to say, okay. So, like, and this is what I mean when I say, like, this ain't gonna be shit. Like, like, culturally, this ain't gonna be shit. So, like, we all know, whether we want to acknowledge or not, like, there's a hierarchy of, like, how things, like, rank in, like, cultural relevance, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, like rappers by X, like, NFL players by X, right? And it cascades, like, down based on, like, the amount of money they're throwing around, essentially, right? So, like, if you got, like, Serena Williams, like, she's made a lot of money. Like, I'm not, like, trying to hate on how much money she's made. But you got, like, Serena Williams, Venus Williams, like Alex Morgan, like, buying into stuff. Like, like, just that level of money to then, like, turn around and, like, be able to throw in, like, the cultural, like, relevance, like, aspect of it also, like, it's just not gonna float. Like, it's just not gonna go. Like, I mean, the people that own, like, the most culturally relevant things, like, in our society, have, like, astronomical amounts of money, right?
Right.
Like, you're not starting a league that's going to, like, be able to permeate and, like, saturate, like, culture, with that amount of money, right? Like, it's just, like, they're just levels of money that, like, it's just hard to comprehend, even, like, the discussion around it, because they're levels of money so far out of, like, like, just think about how much money you have to own an NFL team,
Right.
right? And then think about, like, Alex Morgan buying in to this, right? Like, not like
Now, when you put those back to back, it just, like, when you just like, yeah, that shit is funny as hell.
yeah, but it, like, I'm not trying to be funny about it, but I
I
mean,
know this shit is funny though.
yeah, but, like, the scales of it, man, like, good for her, because she's going to make a good return on this. But I mean, like, when you're talking about, like, is TGL going to be the next thing? Like, hell no.
Right.
Like, nah, man. Like, they'll be lucky if they have, like their competitor Live Golf is lucky to get on the CW now, because I think they just signed, like, a CW, like, they've got, like, a PGA, like, contract working out through there. But
Mm-hmm.
no, man, those are the levels we're talking about. It's like,
Yeah.
this is like Top
Well,
Golf on on
Top
the
Golf.
Yeah, this is like Top Golf. This is gonna be like Top Golf.
We'll see. I mean, it's possible. It is tech based, so
Yeah, it's gonna be Top Golf. I guarantee you. It's gonna be Top Golf.
Well, there you have it. Those are short corners for the week. Heavy on the messy talk. It is what it is. No pun intended. But yeah, we'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.